Let's go to Brad Cabana on line 5. Hello, Brad.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Not bad. Yourself?
Not bad, Pete. So, I'm calling in today, Pete, because regarding the Coleman issue.
Yep.
And I listened to Fred Hutton's interview with him this morning, when he was basically, as you said, whining. He was whining.
Was that too strong? I wonder. Some people are going to take issue with that, but it sounded a little crybaby to me.
Yeah, no, I think that was pretty much that would sum it up, And it struck me in a number of ways. First of all, he kept referring to people putting scrutiny upon him as a personal assault on him. Very strong language, like I think you said in your rant. But there's some things that trouble me about this. He cited his wife, for instance. Well, as I recall, nobody attacked his wife. I mean, there was a point made that his wife attended a pro-life rally, but nobody cares if his wife is pro-life or not.
Yeah.
The only person they care about who's pro-life is him.
Yeah, now we don't know what they've experienced because we're not privy to that. But I mean, if he says that she and his family are suffering unduly, then we can only take his word at it. But from what we know, from what I've heard and seen, it hasn't appeared to me to be, at least in the public discourse, to have been overly harsh or unfairly weighted. But what I'm thinking here, Pete, is I'm thinking this guy's taking a lot of heat, and some of the heat he's brought upon himself. His son, with the dealings with his son and Humber Valley paving and so forth. I mean, that's naturally going to be criticized. It's not because it's just a personal attack on him or his son. It's taxpayers' money. But the bottom line is I'm starting to feel like during that interview, I started to get the feeling that he was almost using his family as a shield to say, if you attack me, you're attacking my family, and that's not right, and you can't do that. It's an assault on me. Well, to be fair, he did say, look, I'm the one running for this, so I'm the one who's out there in the public, but they should be left alone, and he has a point there, I think, depending on what they're involved in otherwise. But, I think we deal with the man. We have to find out who he is, what he stands for, what his plans are. And I think asking all of these questions in sometimes an abrupt and kind of unpleasant way sometimes is what's going to happen. That's par for the course, and that's the name of the game.
Well, a number of us have been trying to do exactly what you just said, to get the answers from the man and leave everyone else out of it. But unfortunately, the man is not answering any questions. For instance...
he's starting to. He was very slow,
CBC,
yes.
Yeah, the CBC caught him out at the airport here a day or two ago, and they said, well, who did you sell the shares to? I mean, who's controlling the company? He refused to answer any of them. Any of the questions, and he had a smirk on his face while he was refusing it. I myself, I can't speak of other members of the blogging community or whatever. I can tell you myself that I forwarded a number of questions to him and his office regarding this because I'm writing on it, and he absolutely refuses to even return an answer. So, he's leaving himself open for speculation, and let's be frank, the optics of it are terrible because. Here's a guy, his company and him have donated personally to the PC party largely every year at least $5,000. Every election he's donated to Tom Marshall. At last elections were $7,500 each, and the one before that was $5,000. I mean, he comes in right before he's going to have a contract, bonds forgiven. He resigns from his company 3 days before, and he's going to be the premier. Does he not expect scrutiny on that kind of behavior or that kind of visuals?
Apparently not, but I think it's fair to say that some would and should be forthcoming, at least to clear the air and find out exactly what's going on there. Now, Brad, I don't know how much more you want to say on this, and you can say whatever you want, but somebody wants me to ask you about your blog today, which I admit I have not seen, so if that's in your interest as well, we can certainly spend some time on that.
Sure. I've started a blogging series about insider transactions within the PC party, and it's called All the King's Men. And the one that you're referring to is part one. It's to do with Derek Daly, current Minister of Natural Resources, but it has to do with his time as Minister of Business when he approved a $500,000 loan for a shell company in Tullingate, and that he approved that loan, and in that same year, at least two, and I think three principals of that company donated $9,500 to his re-election campaign. And they never donated before that, and they never donated after that. And there's also some issues around that company itself. So that's all in that blog. But, I mean, again, it's getting to the same point, right, where these guys are doing things that I find personally, and I know a lot of other people find personally, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, you started this all really with the story on the law firm out of Quebec who has some very close ties with the government and have gotten a lot of work. So you're continuing on. You're unafraid and unabated.
I said, and I put out a message this morning, and I intend to stick to it, that until this government cancels corporate donations and makes, corporate donations and even union donations illegal, like in every other province except for 3, I'm going to keep doing these stories once a week until, I'll keep exposing these guys for what they're doing out there, and people can read it, judge for themselves.
All right, sir. I will take a look, and any time you have more to add or comment on, by all means, get in touch. Were you finished on Mr. Coleman, or?
Yeah, no, I think I just wanted to get the point out there that, you've got my phone number there, right?
Yep.
Pete, if Mr. Coleman feels like he's being, personally assaulted and he's being given a rough time and, is being unfairly treated, give him my phone number and I'll tell him what it's really like to be on the rough end.
All right, sir.
Okay?
Thanks very much.
All right, Pete.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.